Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Reeves BMW in Tampa, Florida, and I have the performance car that everybody has been talking about. This is the all-new 2021 BMW M3. Our particular one is a M3 Competition, so we get the full spec of performance. But before we get into this four-door performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. The BMW M3 has been around since 1986, if you could believe that. That was such a unique style of a vehicle, especially with its large wing in the back. And I remember seeing them, and a lot of people were saying, oh, that wing is so ugly, ugh, I'm gonna throw up. Well, guess what? It's kind of interesting because that M3 now is the most coveted that people want, and the values are skyrocketing. Over the years, M3 has stood for that performance, whether it was 2 doors or 4 doors. Within recent memory, BMW decided to change that and keep the M3 as a 4-door sedan and the M4 as the 2-door coupe. No matter if you like 2 doors or 4 doors, with this new M car, this M3, it's bringing a lot of performance and definitely some unique style, especially at the front end of the business. So let's go ahead, let's dive in and see, is this M3, is this the best 4-door performance car for the money? And is this a car that could go up against a Porsche 911, C8 Corvette, and the rest of the pack? Let's go ahead and find out. Right off the bat, that color, Sao Paulo yellow, pops in the Florida sun. Starting at the front of the business, of course, we have the updated headlight design. I love, we got the LED halo lights, those daytime running halo impersonation of a light going on there. Really think that it's spot on the money. Everything else super clear on the interior. Love the way it angles nicely right towards the front fascia. And then speaking of the front fascia, as we drop down, you're gonna get a functional air curtain. I love the way they styled it, and especially you got a little bit of a concave, and then you have the extension on the front. Some gloss black, nothing too crazy on the corner. It would have been nice on the Competition to just have everything carbon fiber, but of course that would drive the price up significantly. Now you're gonna notice as we move over, you're gonna get more functionality, so that's the good news. A little bit more gloss black, but the big talking point is pretty much smack dab in the center. Just like people were talking about that big wing on the original M3, we're talking about the big grills on today's M3. So they moved away from the kidney-shaped design to about a full-on lung design. The more I stare at it, the less that it's bothering me. And I can't wait to drive this and see if the performance will just shut everybody up. But you do have your horizontal slots that are gloss black, a little bit of flat black. We got the M3 Competition badge. When you see that badge, you're looking at over 500 horsepower. I think one of the things on the M3 compared to the regular 4 Series or 3 Series is how they do the hood. I think the hood kind of helps the whole front end a little bit, but I know we're gonna be arm wrestling and tag team wrestling, arguing over who's right on whether this was a good move by BMW or not such a good move. But you do have your forward-facing camera. The way they have the nice body lines gives it a lot of unique identity, that's for sure. Now, when we get up onto that hood, like I said, you have this sunken valley that kind of disappears, and I like the way they did the U-shape indentations. Would have been nice to actually have some heat extractors to draw the hot air from underneath the hood, but as we come around the bend, what are we working with on the Competition with these wheels and tires? Now, one thing I do want to point out, I really like the way the body line kind of feeds into this fender, and of course we have those BMW laser headlights. So you got the LED daytime running lamps and the BMW laser headlights. As we look at these wheels, absolutely stunning. Now, the bad news is, the zonk, is that these are going to be a bear to clean, but you know what? Sitting here, they look really good. It's gloss black, that spider web of a design, looking really great. 19-inch wheels, 275 on the width up front, 35 series sidewall. You're gonna have your 2-piece rotor that's gonna help dissipate heat, cross-drilled, fully ventilated, and look at those massive Papa Smurf calipers there with the M badging on there. Remember, M stands for motorsport. That's gonna allow this BMW to stop on a dime and give everybody change. And the classic BMW colors really sets it apart. And then of course you have your adaptive suspension, all 4 corners. I'm gonna actually have Lori kind of showcase the backside of the air curtain. It's actually quite large to channel that air that hits the front of the vehicle. You can see it there with the horizontal slots to help clean up the airflow. Now, as we go from that whole wheel fender assembly, you'll see that they do give you this faux vent design. It would be nice if this was actually functional, so I am gonna zonk that. A little bit of gloss, a little bit of flat, and then there's that M3 Competition badge. I do like the way the body line kind of flows around that decorative fake vent design though. That is nice, but it would have been nice to actually have some functionality. Drops down, as we're down low, you can see that nice side sill extension, gloss black to help channel the air. And overall, I'll be honest with you, I actually like the body lines from the side of the M3 more compared to the M4. That's just my taste, even though I'm not a big four-door car guy. I don't know, it just fits the proportions a little bit nicer. BMW does a great job with their side mirrors. All the aero work to kind of channel the air down the side of the vehicle. Would have been nice to have some carbon fiber, but the good news is, of course, we're gonna get that full carbon fiber roof that's gonna cut almost 10 pounds off the top of this vehicle, lowers the center of gravity, and it also strengthens, it stiffens the setup rather than this being aluminum, believe it or not. Really love the body lines. Watch that body line down below as it folds perfectly, disappears into the rear passenger door, and then you'll notice that nice flared out fender. That's one of my favorite parts. And let's take a look at the back. Now, we're talking about a staggered setup. See that beautiful fender flare? Absolutely love it. Staggered wheel setup. 19s up front, 20-inch wheels out back. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a bear to clean, but they look great, and you're gonna get still massive rotors, and the calipers. Would have been nice to actually have a solid, you know, Brembo style caliper rather than what they have on this particular vehicle. But hey, you know, it will have to see how it performs on throttle. As we come around back, you have that nice flare. You see how it just flares out so clean? Coming to the tail end of the business, I love the way they do the tail lights. Full LED, a little bit of smoke screen going on. You got your gloss black trunk lid spoiler. This is another piece. It would have been nice to have carbon fiber. M3 Competition badge, looking drop dead sexy. And what's even sexier is what is down below. So as we take the staircase down, 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 massive rear diffuser with this beautiful quad tip exhaust slash cut, no vacuum style, functional, looks sexy. Of course, you can make it louder or quieter. Plus, look at the way that rear diffuser area kind of extends over to the side, but I'm telling you right now, it would have been great if all of this was carbon fiber. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our M3 Competition. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts, of course, underneath that hood. Because we have the Competition, we got some extra power, but check out the bracing that they do at the front end of the business. The sad news is no more carbon fiber bracing like they had on the previous generation. Engine cover, I'm on the fence. I'm gonna half zonk it, but it's nice that it's not super duper large. What we are talking about that's super duper large though, is that it is hiding that 3-liter straight six. So that's an inline six, twin turbocharged engine. So what are we looking at? You're looking at 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. When you go Competition, you are shoehorned into the 8-speed automatic, no manual availability on the Competition. If you're wondering, well, Joe, how much does it weigh? You're looking around 3,850 pounds, 0 to 60, 3.6 seconds, 0 to 100 in 8.9 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna zoom by at 11.3 seconds. Top speed, 180 miles an hour. MPGs, 16 in the city, 23 on the highway. So it's nice to have that straight six power plant with a little over, a tick over 500 horsepower. The bracing makes sense. Like I said, it would have been nice to have a little bit more carbon fiber under that hood like on the previous generation, but why don't we fire up this new M3 and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this bright, mellow yellow, that's what I'm calling it, mellow yellow BMW M3. I know you're saying, well, Joe, I've been waiting for this one. I've been looking at all the BMW forums. I've been looking at all these different websites, people throwing all this shade and hate towards the M3 because of that grille. But you know what? I like it. How much is it? So this particular one, Competition trim, the way that it's optioned out, you're looking at MSRP for $81,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Love the style, super clean, nice dark material. The stitch work is just, like I said, everything just blends in very nicely. You have some bright silver around where you lock and unlock the switch gear for the doors. Your door handle has a nice shape to it. There's ambient lighting in that slot on the silver trim there in the middle. The armrest is as hard as a rock. I don't know why they can't make an armrest soft anymore, but you do have the optional Harman Kardon sound system, and there is a door pocket large enough, I would say, for a Big Mac, a medium-sized fry, and a nice can of Coca-Cola to wash it down. Now, when you go from the door panel to the dash, same nice smooth material. We have some carbon fiber style going on. The silver looks really great. And then you get to the infotainment side of things. It's a touch screen. You do have your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, which is nice, your navigation. This is your standard 10.25-inch screen. I wish that it would take up more, even on the standard setup here. But like I said, you do have that navigation. Let me throw it into reverse real quick. There's your backup camera, real clear. Your 360, you got your automated parking, you got your backup assist. I'll throw it back into park here. You hit your home, and there you are once again with the navigation. So it's a very easy to use system. We have the silver trim, dual climate controls, but only heated seats, no ventilated seats. That's a zonk at $81,000. Slim and trim on the radio controls, more carbon fiber style, more stitch work, open sesame. What do we got? You got wireless charging, USB, and a 12-volt, and 2 cup holders. I don't know why they put those there. I've been told they're waterproof. I'm not going to test it. If you have the ability to test yours, let me know if you wind up shocking yourself and having heart failure or something. But leave that in the comment section if that happens. Silver trim is great. I am liking this carbon fiber style going on here. It's better than gloss black. We got our M3 Competition badge. Of course, you got the new updated software for your BMW iDrive setup. Real easy to use. That M badging on your shifter for the 8-speed automatic. The BMW M colors, bright red on the start-stop button. You got your different modes. Make that exhaust sing. Still not the softest on the armrest, but you know what? You open it up, easily put, I'd say about $1 million. $1 million and 100 gram bars easily will fit there, and there's a USB, which is nice. And then the seats are drop dead sexy. Even though they're all black, I'm digging it. One piece back, look at all the beautiful perforated, the BMW M3 badging, all the way down, nice bolstering, full electric assist on the passenger and the driver. And then look at this, M colors on the seat belts. So that actually gives you an extra 5 horsepower. That's Radies Rides approved. Plenty of headroom. No, there's not a sunroof because you have a carbon fiber roof. You can't have both. But I'm feeling good over here. Coming over the business end though, I want to show you we're going to be spending some alone time, you and I, with the M3. Come on over. All right guys, business time. I'm as snug as a bug in a BMW M3 rug. I love the bolstering. I feel great. I'm 6 feet tall. I love the way they do everything in here. The silver on the panel with the M3 Competition badging there lets you know you did it right. We have our seat controls, a little bit of silver, nothing too crazy, but it feels oh so good. And then BMW does some of the best wheels in the business, and it shows that you don't have to have a flat bottom steering wheel. You can actually find that in a Nissan Rogue. Here we have a nice small round steering wheel with the carbon fiber, the M stitching all the way around, more carbon fiber, and then guess what? They finally listened to Radies Rides. Nice large paddles, carbon fiber with some grip on the back so your fingers aren't going to slip. Still attached to the steering wheel, but I'm okay with that. I'm glad that they're larger. I personally would like them attached to the steering column. You do have a tilting telescoping steering wheel, but it is manual, the good old-fashioned way. And then your dash, you get your 12 inches. So in an M3, you're getting your 12 inches because you have that 12.3-inch digital display. You go into your different modes, and guess what? It changes up. I love it. Love, love, love. And that is really just another way to personalize the whole experience in this new M3. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna feel as you're going around the Nürburgring in your new M3. All right guys, we're in the back seat of the M3. I'm actually kind of surprised by something. Not only the amount of room, I love the room that they have here, but look, one-piece backs with no cargo net, no pocket whatsoever. I'd rather have no pocket than a cargo net. And you know what, in an M3, if somebody's trying to bring a personal pan pizza, tell them to stay home and you're going for a drive while they stuff their face with their pizza. But you know what? At the back of the center console, you do have rear AC, nice controls, 2 USB-Cs, which is great. And then, like I was saying, the amount of room in here is really fantastic. I like the way you kind of have a natural seating position. And then you actually have your pass-through. So you could have your little gnome back there that's gonna give you a bag of chips or something. There's no actual armrest, which is interesting. So if you want an armrest, there's your armrest. That's what you got. But you know what? This car isn't about resting your arm. It's about going on throttle. But before we do, let's check out the junk in the trunk, because we're about to haul the mail. All right, guys, this is the type of car you get to have your performance, but you also get to have your usability as well. You're gonna hit the trunk release button, nice electric assist, brings it up. We have a wide opening, and you're looking around 13 cubic feet of space. The great news is, if you notice, we got some Twinkies in here because you have your cargo net Twinkie holders as you're doing your Twinkie track day. We got David and Brent, 2 Radies Rise Patreon members that we got to thank for the chocolate Twinkies left behind. And guess what? Yes, we like chocolate Twinkies, but we also like the good old original Twinkies. These were left by Derek and Brett, both Radies Rise Patreon members as well. So you could do your track day, your Twinkies are not gonna slide around, and you have all that great usability, plus the seats fold down. But you know what? It's that put up or shut up time. Yes, the grill may not be your favorite, but let's go see how this new M3 Competition drives. All right, guys, we left Reeves BMW. We're in this 2021 BMW M3 Competition, second gear, on throttle. Here we go. Whoa! Woo! Nice. So very, very smooth, linear power delivery from that twin turbo setup. You have a massive 10-inch head-up display with your gear indicator, with your tach. I love the larger paddles. It definitely is an improvement in the right direction. And the steering has a great feel to it. Going down the highway over the expansion joints, it soaks everything up. Visibility is great, front and back. Really, really smooth. Nice downshifts from that 8-speed automatic. Would be nice to have a manual in the competition, but it is what it is. But everywhere you're looking and feeling, nice high quality materials. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to be unique, this color is probably one of the most unique colors I've seen in a while. I would compare it to that Aston Martin color, that lime essence. But a lot of history behind the M3. Of course, we have that limited slip diff to help get the power down, but feels really good in here. All right, guys, here we are. I want to see how this new M3 Competition handles. Second gear, on throttle, here we go. Nice. On the brakes, downshift. Really, really bad. Look at this. Yeah. Really, really smooth. I'm telling you, when you keep it in that right rev range, the boost is very, very instantaneous, and it gets you going. The car feels light on its feet, and I like that, especially on turn-in. Once you initiate turn-in, you can feel everything sort of like hunker down, and there's a nice feeling from front to back. And obviously, I'm not pushing very, very hard, but if you were to, you could definitely kind of steer the car a little bit more with the rear on this setup for sure. All right, guys, here we go once again, on throttle. Nice. Yeah. Feels good. So you're really getting that engagement in the driving, which is wonderful. So what I mean by that is that the feedback coming to the steering wheel, the sensitivity of the throttle, the feedback from the brakes, everything is well orchestrated to where you could just do the business, hit your marks, and have that wonderful time, whether you're doing a track day, whether you're doing an autocross event, or just going down your favorite twisty road. And then the best thing is that you could drive this car every day with no problems. Have the 4-door usability. I personally think the 4-door version actually looks better than the 2-door M4, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And then you got great amenities. The biggest zonk for me when it comes to amenities in the interior is the lack of ventilated seats. Right now, on a warm Florida day, some ventilated seats would be amazing, and you're just not getting that at this price point. But the new paddles on the back of the steering wheel are excellent. The head-up display is one of my favorite. It gives you a perfect amount of information. But I'm telling you, this thing puts you back in your seat. On throttle, here we go. Great sound in the cabin. You got that sexy looking exhaust. There is a bit of glare coming off the carbon fiber where the silver is, but I think most people are gonna have that lid open to charge your phone with the wireless charging or whatnot, but this really is a do-it-all, and I think when you're doing the driving, you're not even thinking about what the grille looks like, to be honest with you. It's one of those things that the driving of the vehicle is really where you're getting that pleasure, and that's how it should be. I mean, a car should be sexy to you as well, but it's becoming more and more, the gap is closing up on who thinks that this is sexy and who thinks it's not. And I'm one of those people, I'm starting to go towards, hey, the look it's growing on me. It definitely has everybody talking, but we're gonna get back to Rees BMW and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another amazing day here at Rees BMW. I definitely gotta thank Alex and the rest of the crew getting us their very first M3, especially a competition. It's nice to see them taking all that they've learned over the years and kind of bring that sports car engineering, that racetrack engineering into the vehicle. Unique design definitely is a smart marketing ploy to get everybody talking about this vehicle, but where it's put up or shut up time behind the business end, that's where you really get to experience the ultimate driving machine known as the BMW M3. But if you want to keep seeing these types of cars, and we're talking about comparing them to 911s and C8 Corvettes and everything in between, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rides family. If you want to help us keep bringing you great content on Radies Rides, click the first link, become a Radies Rides Patreon member. Click the second link, get yourself some Radies Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. She's loving the curves on this BMW M3. Show her some love in the comment section because she's been busting her butt on this garage rooftop out here in the Florida sun. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.